Learning a new language is like solving a puzzle. Each piece you put together brings you closer to understanding the bigger picture. Spanish has some interesting puzzles called silent letters. These letters are written in the words but are not pronounced when you speak. These silent letters can be tricky because they are there in the spelling but disappear in the pronunciation. For example, the H in hola is silent. Understanding these silent letters can make your Spanish pronunciation much better. It helps you sound more natural and fluent when speaking. Silent letters might seem tricky at first. Don't worry, it's normal to feel confused when you first encounter them. With a little practice, you can master them. Practice makes perfect, and soon these silent letters will become second nature to you. Let's uncover the secrets of these quiet letters in Spanish. By understanding their role, you can improve your reading, writing, and speaking skills in Spanish. The letter H is always silent in Spanish. You will see it in many words, but you never hear it. For example, the word hola, hello, starts with H, but you only pronounce hola. The same goes for the word hablar, to speak. You don't pronounce the H, you start with the A. The letters B and V can be silent, but there are rules. They are silent when they are between two vowels. For instance, in the word cava, wine cellar, the V is silent. You pronounce it as ka. However, there are exceptions. In the word vida, life, the V makes a sound. Pay attention to these exceptions as you learn. The letter D has its own silent trick. It is silent at the end of words when it comes after a vowel. The most common example is ciudad, city. You don't pronounce the D at the end. You say ciudad with the emphasis on the first syllable. This rule applies to many words ending in dad or ud. The letter L can also be silent in Spanish. It happens when L comes before another consonant. Take the word cala, be quiet. The first L is silent, so you pronounce it as kaya. Another example is sal, salt, pronounced as sal without emphasizing the L. Finally, the letter R can be silent too. This might come as a surprise to many learners of the Spanish language, but it's an interesting quirk that adds to the beauty and complexity of the language. This happens when R is at the end of a word. It's a subtle yet important rule to remember, especially when you're trying to sound more like a native speaker. For example, the word amor, love, ends with an R, but you don't pronounce it. You say amo. This silent R can be found in many romantic expressions and phrases, making the language sound even more melodious. The same rule applies to verbs like leer, to read. When you conjugate the verb, the R at the end remains silent, giving the word a smoother, more fluid sound. The R at the end is silent, so you pronounce it as leer with the emphasis on the second syllable. This small detail can make a big difference in how you are understood and perceived by native speakers. So, next time you come across an R at the end of a Spanish word, remember to give it a silent farewell. Silent letters are an important part of Spanish pronunciation. They can be tricky for learners because they are not pronounced, yet they influence the way words are spoken. For example, the letter H in Spanish is always silent, as in the word hola. By understanding the rules and practicing, you can improve your Spanish and sound more like a native speaker. Practice makes perfect, and repetition helps in mastering these nuances. Engage in conversations, listen to native speakers, and try to mimic their pronunciation. Remember, the key is to pay attention to the position of the letter in the word. Silent letters often appear at the beginning or end of words, and their presence can change the meaning of the word entirely. With a little effort, you can unlock the secrets of these silent letters and speak Spanish with more confidence and clarity. Consistent practice and exposure to the language will make these silent letters second nature to you. So, keep practicing, stay curious, and enjoy the journey of mastering Spanish.